and this is my 10th video on my road to weight loss and to discuss other things that are going on in my world. The last one I had given to you was yesterday, and I had some depression issues yesterday, which I discussed. Today was not so bad. I went to work last night. I survived that. I actually stayed awake for it, which I was really worried about. For the most part, I stayed awake. A lot of people tapered off during the evening, which was good because I felt less guilty about my own drowsiness. And then I came home this morning and slept for a few hours. Then I went out to get my hair cut and to do other things. And then I came back and slept some more. And now I'm awake and it's 6:30 and I have work at 11 again. And then I have to go to this event tomorrow at 7 a.m. and I have to be there till 1. And then I have to come home and sleep. And then I have to go back to work. Sounds like I'm a little frustrated with the grind, and if you sense that, you're absolutely right. I'm a little tired. It's not been an awful week, but it's been an exhausting one, and all I really want to do is just enjoy a weekend. But because I work on Friday and Saturday night, I can't do that. So I have to, figure out a way to balance that out because it doesn't really feel like I have a day off right now. And little frustrated. Monday, I'm going on an interview with another organization. It seems to be more streamlined to day work and that stuff, and hopefully the salary will be right and everything will work out. But right now, I'm just going to continue down this road until something else comes along because I'm an adult, and that's what we have to do. A little frustrated today. Today was a little rough. Somebody came up to me on the street. This guy that I always see is like a random old guy who, by the way, is not super thin himself. But that's regardless of that. He came up to me and said, "Oh, you should listen to KYW and 1060 because they have some interesting pills that reduce belly fat." And it could really help you, and you will be really great. And, he just pulled me aside on the street and, to tell me that. And, the frustrating thing about that is that for the last 3 weeks, I have been working out. I've been riding my bike. And yes, I have not been like every moment of every day working out, but I'm trying to get my life together and I have things going on. I'm busting my ass and I'm doing the right things and I'm eating the right things. And, I'm not allowed to have one moment of joy or good feeling about that. It seemed like right when I was in my head, like, oh, wow, I'm doing really good with this, I get smacked with this insult from this complete stranger who felt compelled to tell me that. And, it's not that I don't recognize it. I mean, do people think that you look in the mirror and you don't see your own abnormalities or don't think that you don't know what you look like and don't know where your problem areas are? Because I can have news for you, America. We do. We all. And if anything, the person who's looking at it is looking at it probably 10 times worse than you ever could. And so just because we're functioning and living with inside our own skin and trying to make things work within that own skin, knowing that we are battling these battles does not necessarily mean that we're not aware of it. Just because we push it aside so we can function as a normal person every day. And, that just really, I guess, I'm just frustrated with that because this seems to be a growing theme in my life where people just come up and decide, family and, whoever else feels like they can feel compelled to tell me about my body, my weight, and how I look. And I'm not sure where this came from. I'm not sure why people feel that that's okay to do. But they do it. And it's hurtful. And it's I think it's, they're just trying to crack whatever shell they think I seem to have about myself. And it doesn't take much to blow my house down right now. The layers of bricks and the cement have not formed. And, I'm working every day to change my outlook and perspective and to become better at things and work harder at making things work and doing and living with things that are less than ideal and trying to make the best of it. And I'm just getting bombarded like I just feel like I'm being, bullied in some ways sometimes. And I lived through that. I lived through being bullied, and I took it for far too long, and I'm not taking it anymore. I'm just not. But when someone does that to you randomly, you're just sort of like not sure how to deal with it. And I'm still not able to. I'm still not completely sure how to handle it. He's an older man. I don't want to disrespect him, but at the same time, I feel like what he did was not okay with me, and I'm not even sure where it came from, and I've never spoken to this man, like, ever. I just seen him on the street. That's all I've ever done. So that was hurtful. That was really hurtful, and I'm struggling to let go of that right now. Meanwhile, my darling cat has been in my face all day, and that's a little bit more antagonizing for me, because I'm trying to like relax, I'm trying to concentrate, I'm trying to do things that I said I would do. I have to write a recommendation letter, I have to do other things, and this negativity that I got today has really just put me in a bad mood. And this cat, sometimes I love him, but he means well, but when they're in your face constantly, sometimes you just need a breather. But that's just a little vent. It's just compounded with how I'm feeling inside. It really is immaterial to the situation that's going on at hand. So, I think, when these things happen, sometimes your whole orbit is out of whack. You just, your whole center is gone. And it's gone for a brief period, and you have to recover it and pull the pieces back. It's like building a house of cards and then a section of it falling down, and you have to rebuild it. Or Legos, or any kind of metaphor you would like to use. And it's like scooping up change that you dropped. You just have to pick up all the change, and they're all over the place in different pieces, and regroup, essentially. I am very frustrated with that. I mean, I just am frustrated, and I just want this week to be over, work-wise. I just do. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking, I mean, it's not awful, but, I think, like, right now, I'm trying to adjust this new schedule, and, next week is, another week of this, and then I go to this varying degrees of back and forth in scheduling. And I think at this point, I'm willing to do that for a little bit longer, but I'm not going to do it for forever. I mean, I think I need to get through the holidays. And now that I've gotten approved for those vacation days where I will be indeed off for the holidays I want to be off for, I'll stick it out for that. And then in January, maybe after my birthday, I will reassess and start trying to apply for things, except that if nothing works out with this job interview. And that's another thing. This job interview is not really close to my apartment. It's probably a good hour public transportation wise. But then I think, okay, will I have a consistent schedule? Because if I do, then I can actually plan out my day and my life each day as if, I have some normalcy. And maybe that'll be worth it. I don't know. I have to weigh a lot of things, because this job that I'm at now is close by, and it's not too far, and it's not too dreadful, and I don't dislike it, and I like everybody there. I just don't like the hours, and that's hard for me. I keep on thinking about where I want my life to be and where I want it to go, and I do think about going back to school and all these other things that are in my head, but I don't know. I mean, I have so many thoughts that I cannot flush out, and now I go to work, and then I can't really flush them out there, and I can't flush them out at home. And, I have a lot to be grateful for, if you want to know the truth. I mean, I'm complaining a lot right now, but I know I have a lot to be grateful for, but I just don't know how to figure out this other stuff. I'm scared to take a leap ultimately with this schooling thing. I'm scared. I'm scared I'll fail. I'm scared people won't approve. I'm scared that I won't be any good or that I have no talent, even though deep inside me really wants to explore this. Really does. And it's hard to suppress that anymore. I used to be able to do that for various reasons. Like, oh, I need this job and I need this and my family needs me and this. It can go on and on and on and on and on. The reasons why you need something or why you avoid your own needs. And I really wanted to stop doing that. And I'm really trying to. And, I'm fighting this battle, with my own psyche to do that. And I know no one's going to roll out the red carpet and say, this is where you need to go. This is what you need to do. It's really basically like swallow it up, be strong enough to know what you want and go after it and take that chance. It's just every time I wanted something for myself in that way so desperately, it's never worked out. And so the odds are very much against me, and then maybe that's normal. Maybe it's odds are against all of us, but I have so much to think about. And I may be working tonight will be good in a way because it'd just be me and this other coworker, and I can look into those things and figure out what I want to do and figure out how to make it happen while I'm sitting there waiting for time to go by. You know what I mean? I think that that's where I need to find the gift. The gift needs to be essentially me figuring out what to do. And I just don't want to disappoint anyone. But God, I wish people would be so much more supportive of my feelings. I really do. And I don't know how to make them do that. And I think a lot of people worry about, my failure or worry about what am I going to do? And like the things that people do in life that they just don't do these things sometimes. And it's a leap of faith. And right now I'm just like, possessions and things like that. I'm finally at a stage where I have nice furniture and things of that nature and clothing and I've got things that, theoretically you think you would want or feel like that's part of your identity. And gosh, it's fine. It's fine. And I appreciate having it and the ability to afford it. But I'm still not happy, I'm still not there. The problem is still there. The fulfillment that I do not have in my own self is still there. And that is more important than anything else. And maybe I don't have talent to do this thing. And maybe I would fail, I guess. And that would suck. Man, that would suck. Man, would it. But, I also don't want to ever think about how I didn't do it and how I'm living in regret. I don't want to do that. I don't. Life is too short for that. And the truth be told, when you get insulted about your appearance and things of that nature, and the very thing you want to do is, be an actor and perform and make people laugh and really get so much joy from that. The joy you get from that. Excuse me, my cat just bit me and it hurt, so I had to correct that. You get so much joy from making other people laugh and making them happy. God, I can't even describe euphoria that you get. If unless you make someone else laugh, you don't know how that makes you feel. Man, it feels it's like a drug. It really is. And right now at night, I'm working at night with this one coworker, and he just laughs at everything. He just thinks I'm hilarious. And sometimes I make myself laugh, so that's funny. I know that I'm funny sometimes, but I love it. I just love that. And to be deprived of being able to do that in a real way is hard. You kind of suppress it and you kind of let it go. And I just don't want to ever feel that emptiness where I live in that regret, you know? Because I've been doing that for far too long. So, but when you get those negative responses, like I'm not Brad Pitt and I'm not Tom Cruise and I'm not going to be muscular and this heartthrob for anybody. Gay, straight, and in between. I'm not going to be that. I'm not. I'm going to be a sidekick, hilarious person that always comes up with a witty response that knows how to make people laugh. And I'm never going to be more than that, I guess. Because no one's going to look at me like, oh my God, he's so gorgeous. And, and I think this is a meat market sometimes with theater and stuff like that, because people want to fantasize about the person they're seeing on the stage and get lost in who they are and identify with them. And maybe they can't identify with me in that way because I don't have that aesthetic beauty like everybody else does. And when you get insulted about your body, or your features, it does take away from your ability to believe that you could do that and be relatable, and makes you more scared to follow those dreams. And so I don't know if I have that strength to rise above it, because I'm afraid if I fail, it could wreck me again, and I'm just really just starting to rebuild my own faith. So there's that, and I just don't know. I just don't know what to do. I do know that I have to explore it, but I don't want to be torn down anymore. I don't. People put it high in their shells, and I did that for so long, so long. And I'm breaking free from that, and the leeches are still there. They just won't shake off. And when I get those things where someone does that, it wrecks you, and it makes you feel like these leeches just will never get off of you. That weight will never be lifted. It will never be lifted. So there it is. There's my today. I want to believe tomorrow will be a better day. Not depressed. I'm frustrated. I'm aggravated. But I will tell you that it will come to be a better day tomorrow, hopefully, or the next day, or the day after that. All I can do is take each moment as they come and evaluate based on that. And I will evaluate based on that. And so I will do that and hopefully come to some conclusions. Thank you for allowing me to share this today. It's very important to me that I was able to do that. Any suggestions? If you come across this and you watch it and you think that you have some ideas of how to help me, please let me know. Until then, I will see you soon. Thanks again.